Good evening, TJ here. This is the first episode in a series called The Gay World of Narcissism. And I have to give a shout out to Sasha Sloan for suggesting this series. I've learned a lot from her videos, and she suggested that I start this series. So, what we'll start out with is just a personal story. As you may know, I was actually involved in a trilogy of narcopathic relationships because, again, I'm a narcopath magnet, and they flocked in my direction. They want something I have, evidently, and through my experience, I've gained a lot of knowledge. Well, when I was freshly out of the trilogy, I just wanted to be a single person and have fun. Didn't want to deal with any of the people you meet that start love bombing after the first encounter. I just like the idea of hooking up with somebody for fun, maybe a movie, maybe something filthy, maybe not, maybe any kind of thing. That's the whole beauty, is that it's all different. There is no one single thing that happens. Well, I happen to have a profile on a local dating type site, and I was getting messages from someone, which is common. In fact, it's common for the same person to be sending the same message to 10 people at the same time, I've learned. But, regardless, that's the way modern technology works. Which, when I was not in this trilogy, none of this existed before all those. So, this was all fairly new. So, it was a new world to explore. But one particular person sent me some kind of message, and I wrote back, and we chatted back and forth, and one thing led to another, and eventually he suggested we get together for some dinner. So I figured, well, what's the harm in that? Something new, a new person. Okay. So I went, and it was fine. Well, I noticed that evening, before the evening ended, he had said, hey, tomorrow, why don't I bring over some fried chicken, and we could watch a movie at your house? And my red flag alert was like, we just saw each other tonight, we just met. But I ignored it once again. Obviously didn't learn a lot. And I said, sure. So the next night, he comes over, brings his fried chicken, and we consume it and watch whatever movie. And I noticed also text messages throughout the day, throughout the night, throughout the afternoon. Suggestive, flattering, hey sexy, hey this, hey that, and again, red flag from experience, but I just kind of thought, I'm in a movie. This is a joke. But I didn't respond to say, oh, that's a red flag. I just went along with it. Well, so I actually saw this person the very next day. And basically the same pattern continued, where there would be messages throughout the day, same type of messages. And I looked this person up on Facebook and found his profile. And I noticed under relationship status it said, ask me. And I figured, well, certainly this person isn't in a relationship. I've seen him for the past 2 days in a row, and he wants to do it again tomorrow. Which, again, I foolishly went along with for the third time. But I remembered that, so I mentioned, hey, are you single? And he said yes. And I said, why does your Facebook page say, ask me under relationship status? And he gave some kind of answer like, well, I just like to keep that like that because I don't want people asking my personal business, or some kind of answer that didn't really make a lot of sense. But I assumed, of course, well, he's just awkward with words. Sure, he's not in a relationship. He's over here every night. So it happened for like several days in a row. And I started wondering, like, what's going on here? And would also, like, see so many messages. I was busy working, doing other things. I couldn't just respond every time I got a message. But as time passed, I think it was a week or so, I was curious one day, and I was online, and I was looking at people you may know. Well, when I was looking at people you may know, I clicked on a certain person. Just this person worked at a local bar, so I clicked it, and to my wonder, or my amazement, or whatever you want to call it, it showed his picture, this bartender, and it said, in a relationship with. And it was that very person I'd been seeing for the last several nights in a row. It was that person who came over to cut my yard when I wasn't even home, just because he knew I needed it cut, and didn't even wait for me to respond to his message before coming over to do this. So I thought something was definitely wrong here, especially with my background. I know exactly how that kind of behavior is. Plus, I had even told this person about the things I'd gone through, which again is a mistake. Don't tell new people what your last one did, because they're going to do it and do it worse. But anyway, I was confused because of this. So I went ahead and sent a message to this cowboy bartender and said, hey, are you really in a relationship with so-and-so? Because he's been visiting my home every night for the past several nights. And I was hoping or thinking that maybe they used to be in a relationship and the other guy forgot to delete it or didn't take it off his Facebook. I was being naive. Well, the guy comes back and says, I beg your pardon. He and I have been dating for the last 2 years, and we both were wearing rings, each other's rings, which was a shock to me, because I'd never heard, because I specifically asked, are you in a relationship? And the answer was no, to the guy in question. So I was kind of upset, because toxic people, that's what this represents. The one thing I'm trying to flee from, and it's like, here it is again, staring me in the face. So I Facebook messaged the guy saying, I can't believe that you're in a relationship with so-and-so after you told me you weren't, and you've been coming here nightly. And he wrote back to me, oh, the cowboy? He's just a friend. Oh no, we're not together. But the cowboy's telling me they are together, and they have rings that they wear of each other's. So I talked to the cowboy, and he said, he told me that you were just his friend. So basically, he's telling both of us that the other is just a friend and trying to pursue both of us, which is not okay. It was sickening. But I became upset, of course, and the cowboy had wanted proof, so I just or screenshot some of the text messages that said, good night, sexy, oh, I can't wait to see you. And I asked the cowboy, I said, well, how could you be dating this person if he's been here so much? And he said, well, he told me at his new job he's been really busy. So basically he's telling his partner he's busy while he's coming over to my house telling me he's single. That's the kind of things people do, so beware. Good luck.